Story. Once upon a time, there was a man Mango who took a pencil and wrote a letter to Mr. Who Johnson. Our story today is about the enchanted Bangle. Rukam Bagu, popularly known as Mr. RM, is one of the wealthiest trader in the whole Ubili community. He's a man of impressive character and good temperament, but he's currently having a hard time at home. As a widower, Mr. RM is trying his best to care and fend for his young kids, but they have started demanding for a mother figure. Getting married isn't an easy feat, more when kids from the previous union are involved. He would be needing more than a mere wife. Because of his busy lifestyle, Mr. went to the community chief's house and pleaded with him to help him select a wife who can fit his life status. Dabber is a young orphan. She's also the village's most jovial but chubby lady. Dabber is industrious and very kind. The role of a stepmother and wife won't be difficult for her to handle, thought the community chief. Mr. RM was happy with the chief's choice. He went ahead to pay for Dabber's bride price. 2 days later, Ubili Market was buzzing with the accolades and compliments to the new couple. The traders' union announced some dues and gifts they were to buy and present to the new couples. Everyone wished them well. On the day of their traditional marriage, a tall lady known as Janana bought and presented a very beautiful bangle to Dabber. Janana is the new couple's co-trader at Ubili Market and is already a close friend of Mr. Ruka's family. People graced the occasion with lots of cooked foodstuffs, such that the prepared dishes became enormous. Ubili community is often helpful and generous during ceremonies. They take off the entertainment aspect off celebrants' shoulders. Because the leftovers were much, Dabber didn't cook for 3 days. She would warm the foods, dish and tidy the house. She hasn't resumed market either. Her stepchildren were so happy and often breeze in to check on their new mama. Dabber was so excited and felt really blessed. The sense of humor her stepkids had often kept her grinning from ear to ear each day. Papa, you are fat and our new mama is also fat. That means we will also become fat, so the entire village would be calling us the fleshy family. At the second day after the wedding, Dabber was at home, examining her wedding presents and welcoming her in-laws and other visitors. As she sat amidst the gifts, a beautiful bangle instantly caught her attention. The bangle was made of steel, but looks like gold. It has some unique, intricate patterns etched on it. The person must have been a fashionista, because the size and simpleness of the bangle suits her perfectly. Dabber smiled as she slid it on her wrist. That, however, became the beginning of her troubles, as Janana had bewitched the bangle. The bewitched bangle made Dabber cook nasty meals that the family abhor. It's either the food tastes like it's been made with ORS or too salty, excess chili, etc. 1 month after her wedding, Dabber is now looking more gloomy and sad than she has ever been. How couldn't she prepare a simple meal even after Mr. has spent time teaching her? Is she this daft? Even her aged grandmother doesn't cook bad foods, no matter how ill she was. Mr. RM kept wondering why his new wife isn't coping with her new role. He has even advised her to cook in smaller portions if that's the problem, but yet How can a healthy young lady like her not know how to prepare any meal at all? Knowing what she has done, Janana went into the village with fresh and spicy rumor about Dabber. As people saw Dabber, they wondered what had happened to the once jovial orphan of Ubili community. Unfortunately, Dabber had no one to confide in because the whole village is alight with the rumor that Ruka's deceased wife's spirit is angry with Dabber and may soon kill her. This even made Dabber's hair stood at an end. What if it's the spirit of her co-wife that's disrupting her cooking skills? Did she die angrily? Dabber couldn't help but started asking questions. Mr. RM became furious. What manner of person chases rats when their home is ablaze? One who calls herself married can't make an edible pot of food for her new family. Instead of seeking for solutions, she's talking rubbish. From Mr. RM's countenance, Janana knew the choas has become eruptive. A well-planned idea is often confirmed with a nod. For the child that dances to Egid, music probably doesn't know. Egid music is the dance of the spirits. It's simply by running around that a he-goat gets lost as 6 years ago. Mr. RM and Janana were very good childhood friends. Mr. RM was Janana's crush, but she was later sent to her maternal home to care for her aging grandmother. They were just teenagers then. Before she could come back, Mr. RM, as an only son, had gotten married and littered everywhere with kids. Janana came to Mr. RM, expecting some sort of apology or offer, but the latter seemed like one who's under a spell. What the soul yearns for, the body also craves for. But Mr. RM is simply blind. Janana crept close to Mr. RM's family and befriended his wife. When they all felt comfortable with her company, she poisoned Mr. RM's wife to death. I took care of his kids and cooked for his family. I have not married and wasn't dating any man. Why is it difficult for Ruka to get my signals? While I made fresh advances and yearned for Mr. RM's love, he foolishly remarried. When will he ever learn? If I can't have him, no woman will ever do. Janana yelled out of frustration. Standing lonely in the bush close to her hut, Janana became restless as she plots on how to destroy Dabber, the poor orphan and second wife to Mr. RM. After a while, Janana confronted Dabber of her constant sad countenance, and the latter confided in her. Janana showed her much empathy and promised to help her. She directed Dabber to a place where she would get a solution. Janana buried lots of charms on the way to harm Dabber, but the spirit of her grandmother resolved it all. On reaching the witch's hut, with whom Janana had planned with, the spirit of her co-wife hypotenized the witch, and she pulled out the bangle off Dabber's wrists instead. Dabber was shocked by the witch's behavior. The witch even ordered her to go home without doing anything for her. Though still confused, but feeling better, Dabber went home to tell Janana how she went. On reaching close to Janana's hut, she saw a large crowd gathered there. Out of curiosity, she increased her pace, only for her to hear the horrible confessions of Janana. Janana later died and was thrown to the evil forest. Her family house was burnt down and later used as a marketplace.
Thanks for watching. What did you learn from this story? See you on the next episode. Apya Nanwu.